NFL training camps have opened up, so you know we had to be on the scene. Chris Mortensen and Adam Schefter get their own fully equipped tour buses to roll across the country. Me? I rock a rented Ford Windstar and a Texaco card. I'm Hayes Permar, and this is the Serious Sports Show. Yes, sports fans, it's another NFL training camp edition of the Serious Sports Show. So let's take a look at our weekly touchdown. 6 things you want to know about the practices leading up to the games that don't mean anything. Number 1, conditioning drills. Yes, Albert Haynesworth finally passed the evil head coach Mike Shanahan's grueling conditioning test with no bathroom breaks this time. Unfortunately for Haynesworth, he is still failing the "Does everyone in Washington, D.C. hate me?" test. Yes, they do. Now, the only thing worse than having to be updated about how long it took Haynesworth to drop a turd in the porta-john is having to watch all these out-of-shape media types try to pass the test themselves. Oh, great idea! Like they're some 21st century George Plimpton. For the final record, she failed it, he passed it, and he passed it, though it was a controversial enough result they could debate it for the rest of the week on Mike and Mike in the morning. Number 2 in our weekly touchdown, fake diseases. That's right, second-year Texans linebacker Brian Cushing has already been suspended the first 4 games of this season for testing positive for elevated levels of testosterone or HCG or one of those other things that people who take steroids get busted with. I get them mixed up. Last spring, he suggested the failed test might be due to tumors in his body, but now Cushing has attributed his improper testosterone balance to overtrained athlete syndrome. Yeah, kind of like how Tiger Woods didn't really cheat on his wife. He just came down with over husband syndrome. I mean, come on. How do you treat overtrained athlete syndrome? Well, after talking to the only 3 people who have ever claimed this illness, Jose Canseco, Latimer from the program, and the entire cast of Jersey Shore, I discovered the treatment for OTA is quite simple. You go to a sketchy phone book doctor who will actually make this diagnosis, and then, to keep you from working out too much, he gives you a series of injections of mysterious elixirs that makes it so you can get huge without having to work out as much. Let's put it this way. I'm not going to come out and say that Cushing is definitely on steroids, but he's so swollen that baseball is considering making him an honorary member of the 600 home run club. That's all I'm saying. That's what I heard. Number 3 in the weekly touchdown is reality. Is holding out to be the highest paid quarterback in the league. And now the Jets owner is saying they are preparing for the season as if Revis will not be playing at all. But I don't buy this so-called drama for 1 minute. No, I've seen one too many White House crashings to be fooled by a reality TV plotline when I see one. That's right. This Darrelle Revis holdout crap mumbo jumbo is all staged to help promote the reality show featuring the New York Jets and head coach Rex Ryan, Man vs. Food. Or was it Ace of Cakes? Or The Biggest Loser? It's one of those. I know they're doing a reality show with him and the Jets or whatever. Yeah. Now, regardless of who's in the right on this holdout deal, Revis or the team, both sides need to keep in mind the most important thing, that we get this all nice and settled before my fantasy football draft, okay? I got to know how high to rate my AFC receivers and stuff like that, so keep that in mind. Number 4 in our weekly touchdown, haircuts. Good God, man, did a hungry ferret get loose in your helmet? Jeez. Yes, you've probably seen this picture of Tim Tebow's haircut received at the hands of some veteran Denver Bronco players. And I know a lot of you are thinking, oh man, that is awful. I can't believe they would do that to him. That's so crazy. But let me tell you something. This guy loves it, okay? He absolutely loves it and eats it up. If being an NFL rookie means getting hazed, then Tim Tebow wants to be the best in the league at getting hazed. In fact, do we have any pictures of them actually cutting his hair? Because if not, you're going to have to convince me that he did not do this himself, all right? And number 5 on our touchdown list, of course, an obligatory Favre watch. Brett Favre almost brought Chris Mortensen's bus tour to a screeching halt when he sent a text last week that was interpreted by some media types to mean that Brett was retiring. The text read, "This is it," which, to be fair, could have just meant he was watching the Michael Jackson movie. Okay, people rake Brett Favre over the coals all the time for this will I or won't I crap, and rightfully so. I'm not going to argue with you, but honestly, some of the blame has to fall on these journalists who extrapolate out from the faintest suggestion to declare Favre has made up his mind. Oh, Brett Favre just took a nap. That means he's tired again. Or retired. Brett Favre is retired. Or, Brett Favre just sent Jen Sturger pictures of him playing with himself. He's playing again. He's playing. Come on, guys. Seriously. Now it seems some of Favre's Viking teammates are really starting to put the pressure on him to come back this season, and soon. I've learned from reports that safety Hussein Abdullah has actually gone so far as to fast until Favre shows up at training camp, taking no food or water during the day. He says he is committed to... what? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, he was doing that as a disciplined show of faith in observation of Ramadan? My apologies to Hussein Abdullah. Apparently there are a few stories out there that are bigger than Brett Favre. Just a couple, though. Just a few. Religion, gods, things of that nature. And finally, number 6 on your weekly touchdown of NFL training camps is your training camp tweeter of the week. This week he goes to Darnell Dockett of the Arizona Cardinals. As if his back-to-back blasts about who's got gas in the Cardinals meetings weren't enough, he caps that off with a solid boobs reference to once again prove that NFL players live a better life than you or me. Keep up the good work, Darnell. And that's it for this week's touchdown and this edition of the Serious Sports Show. I'm Hayes Permar, and you know your mom went back to school shopping late? If all she gets you is LeBron James Cleveland Cavaliers Trapper Keepers, they're the last ones on the racks, I guarantee you.